and exhale down and over to our left side, weight on the right foot. And inhale up and exhale down and back over to our right, weight on the left foot. And inhale up and exhale down and over, weight on the right foot. And we'll inhale up to the top, drop our arms, resume normal breathing, and we're going to do some trunk rotations. Find something to focus your eyes on off in the distance there so that your head stays still. And you're working on pulling your shoulders back. It's that pulling back we want to work on. We don't have to really worry about pulling forward. Our shoulders get pulled forward enough in our day-to-day lives. We want to work on that pulling back. Feel those shoulder muscles pull back. Pull back. One arm just goes in front of the body, the other one goes behind. Keep those eyes straight ahead. This comes in handy too when we're riding a bike, because now we're teaching our body to move underneath our head so we can keep our head stable, keep our eyes stable, keep our eyes on the trail. And come on down, we're going to march in place next. So if we're marching in place, you want to lift your heel first, dropping the toe, pick your legs straight up. You're balancing on one leg. As you put the leg back down, you're balancing on the other leg. That balance leg, the one you got into the floor, you want to push that hard into the ground. And then we want to move the arms at the shoulder, opposite the legs. You pick what speed you're comfortable with. You don't have to match my speed. If you need to go slower, go slower. If you want to go a little faster, go a little faster. Don't go too fast because we want to keep our form really solid. So those knees are going straight up and down. The movement is at the shoulder. So the elbow stays bent pretty much 90 degrees the whole time and you're moving the shoulder. If you've ever seen Usain Bolt, the fastest human in the world, run the 100, this is what his arms are doing. He's moving from the elbows and they move opposite his legs. They're moving at a significantly faster speed than we are, but yeah, that being what it is. All right, you guys keep marching in place for a second. I need to clear this message box that just popped up. All right. Come on down and let's go ahead and we'll do our big wall stretch. So bring your hands up overhead, palms facing forward, kind of a Y shape or an I shape. Pull your hands back towards the wall behind you using your shoulder muscles, and then pull the hands down to your shoulders. The elbows come out wide and then come right back into a W shape. So the hands are right over our shoulders. And then we press our hands up to the top and pull down. We want to be pulling those shoulders together as we're doing this. The shoulders are pulling down and together in the back. Even as the arms come up, we're still pulling the shoulder blades down. We're keeping the shoulders from elevating. The arms come up. The shoulders don't need to come up here. And I'm pulling back, so I'm keeping my hands more or less even with my ears all the way up and all the way back down. Now let's come down to our W shape, and let's turn that W into an M and back to a W. Again, even though we're rotating, the shoulders are going to come up a little bit when we go to that M. Try not to shrug the shoulders. And pull the hands back when you get in your W, and pull the hands back when you get into your M. And shake it out. All right. Let's start with grabbing our extra light mini band. For most of us, that's going to be a pale green or a pale blue band. Usually, it's the palest, lightest color band. We're going to put that band, put our hands inside the band. Palms are going to face down, and we're going to start with our hands on our thighs. We're then going to use our shoulders, and we're going to pull our hands and our arms around the side body. But what I'm doing is I'm pulling my shoulders together in the back. From here, we're going to raise the hands up. Palms are still facing down. And now we're just going to pull the hands apart using the shoulders. So this isn't arms. This is all shoulders. Pulling the hands apart, palms facing down. So I'm going from basically shoulder width to about 1.5 times shoulder width. 8, 9, and on 10 here, we're going to hold the hands all the way out wide and do little pulses. If you don't have bands, you can still activate your shoulders in the same way, pulling apart and doing those little pulses, feeling those shoulder muscles in between the shoulder blades getting worked. Those are your rhomboids. Next, we're going to keep our hands in the bands. We're going to palms are going to face each other. We're going to bend our elbows to 90 degrees, and we're going to pull our hands apart so our forearms are parallel. Again, that's shoulder muscles pulling it apart. That's not your arms. Using your shoulder muscles to pull your hands apart. Now we're going to pull our hands as far apart as we can get them and slowly return them to parallel. We're going to keep the elbows tucked into the sides the entire time. So those elbows don't move. Let's see, you can see it better from the back. Elbows are staying tucked in tight to the sides. 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep those elbows right tight to your sides. 8, 9. And on 10, we're going to come out as wide as we can. We're going to do little pulses out there. Keep the elbows tucked into the side. Keep the shoulders pulled down the back. Pretend you are holding a $1 bill to your side with your elbows. Don't lose that $1 bill. It might be worth something someday in the past. All right, let's go ahead and set the bands down for a moment. Let's go ahead and grab a medium or a heavy band. Medium is usually a yellow band. If you've got the multicolored set, if you've got one of the blue sets, it's the medium colored blue band. Usually it'll say medium on it. Or you can go to a heavy band. I do not suggest extra heavy for this, but medium or heavy will be fine. We're going to take the band, we're going to put it just above our ankles. Or right at our ankles, I should say. It should be right on your ankle bone. And we want to bring our feet out to hip width. So at hip width, I should have a little bit of tension in that band. So there should always be tension in the band. Be standing up nice and tall. So it's that tall standing body that we started with. And from here, we're going to do little tiny 2 and 3 inch strides to the side. So I'm going to pick up my left foot and stride out about 3 inches, pick up my right foot and follow it 3 inches. 1 foot at a time, very slowly. I'm balancing on one leg as I'm doing this. So the legs are straight, but let the knees be soft. Don't lock those knees out. Don't lock the hips out so that we've got some mobility in there to move. Then we'll come back the other direction. So where you should feel this, make sure you're absolutely picking each foot up in turn. Get the foot up an inch or 2 off the floor before you try and take your little tiny stride. You should feel this in your glutes and along the sides of your legs. And let's walk ourselves back to the middle. Bring your legs all the way together from your heels all the way up to your groin and bring that band up above your knees. The thing that we don't want to do is have our feet out wide and our knees collapsed in. That's not a good position to be in. So now, band is just barely above my knees. It's not up on my thighs. It's just above the kneecaps. All right? Feet now move out to slightly wider than hip width. Feet are parallel. And I'm going to sink into a little bit of a squat here. So I'm not all the way down on my squat. I'm about halfway. My knees are pressing out into the band. They're also pressing forward over my toes. Nice neutral spine. My upper body and my shins are parallel. This is our starting position. From here, we're going to slowly pick up our left foot, heel first, and balance on our right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come over to our left leg. Stay down in your crouch. Stay in that squat. Drive that left foot into the floor. Both knees are pressing out into the band. And let's come over to our right leg. So again, we're pushing the band out. If you don't have the bands, doing this without bands is still going to be hard. And let's come back to our left leg. Again, pushing these knees, both knees out into the band. A little bit there, and come on over to the right leg. We'll do one more on the right leg, one more on the left leg. This is just to wake our glutes up. These are called sumos. If you ever ever watch the sumo wrestlers? They do this. This is a show of strength, and the lower that they can stay in their squat and do this proves the stronger and more mobile they are. And let's come on down. We'll rest for just a second. We're going to come back into that position now. And we're going to do our sumo again, only this time we're going to add a 90-degree rotation backwards. So it's going to be this. I'm going to pick up on my right leg here, pick up the left. I'm going to turn 90 degrees, place my foot down. My feet are still hip width apart here at the heels. And then I'm going to pick my right leg up and bring it along. So 90 degrees. That means that there are 4 of them to go the 360 degrees of a circle. Stay as deep in that squat as you can. Really drive through the knees as you push yourself around into that 90-degree turn. We're going to do 2 rotations this way, and then we'll stop and we'll do 2 rotations the other way. So I'm stopping here and 2 rotations the other way. It's 90 degrees, so it's 4 corners. 90, 90. And again, this is the glutes. You should really feel this in your butt. Both butt cheeks should be nice and woken up by now. Wide awake. They're letting you know they're there. All right, and come on up. Take the band off. And last of all, we're going to do some toe hops. Some toe hops. You're just pressing off the toes. You're coming up. Just kind of bouncing on the floor. We'll do this for about another 20 seconds. Just to get those calves warmed up, get the calves ready. 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Let's take a quick water break and we will get into our main set. And actually, you know what? I got one more exercise here we'll do. So we're going to do one exercise, we're going to do one set of these, and then we'll get into our main set. So we're going to do YTAs with a step forward lunge. The YTA portion is an upper body opener. Palms are together. We press the hands together. We push the hands away from our body. So we're rounding our shoulders around the side. And then we pull our arms back. Y, T, and A. Pulling those shoulders together, palms facing forward the whole time. That's going to open our chest up, bring those shoulders together. But that's too easy. So we're going to add in a step forward lunge. So let's get those feet hip distance apart and parallel. If you need to step backward because of knee issues, that's fine. Step backward lunge is easier on your knees. Keep those feet on railroad tracks, and let's go. We'll do 4 on each side. So Y, T, and A, that's 1. We'll primer on our lunge position, all right? We stay hip width apart with our feet. We stay parallel with our feet. Front knee comes over the shoelaces, towards or over the middle 2 toes. And the back knee stays behind the hip. And we come over top of all 5 toes. Last one on this side. Let's switch legs. Y, T, and A. Those feet hip width apart. Knee tracking over the shoelaces. Back knee is behind the hip, so I'm opening up my hip flexors. You only come as deep as you're comfortable. And last set right here, Y, T. Pull those arms apart when you do these. A. Really pull the arms together and back. Okay, we're going to have a set of 8 exercises. We're going to do 3 sets. First one is a front plank with shoulder taps and mountain climbers done very slowly. We're going to do 45 seconds. Move my clock a little closer so I can see it. So, let me see everybody up in a front plank. If you cannot do a front plank on the floor, try elevating your upper body on a piece of furniture. That's going to be better than trying to do these on your knees. Everybody ready? So here we go. It's going to be a shoulder tap, slowly. Shoulder tap. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow, shoulder tap, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. If you want, shoulder tap. You can go knee to opposite elbow. Adds a little bit more complexity, requires a little more stability. We're keeping slow so we can own the movement. We're keeping slow so that we can build neurologic connection. We're keeping slow so we can be strong. Slower is stronger here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down, take a quick rest. Next up will be a rotating side plank. There are 3 ways we can do this side plank. First way, easiest way, is going to be with our arms crossed in front of our body. I'm going to move my mat just a little bit here. All right, so first way is arms crossed in front in a front plank to start. And then we rotate, feet are hip width apart so that when we rotate, the inside edges of my feet go to the floor, and then we just rotate over to the other side. In control, very much in control. Or you can come back up to your full front plank here. Same move. And then if you want to, you can throw a push-up in the middle. Everybody up, 45 seconds, starts now. It's nice and slow, take your time. It is going to be better to do these on good form than it is to do 400 bad reps. 5 really good solid reps will far outweigh a dozen bad reps. It'll be much better overall. It'll be much better for you in the short term. 3, 2, 1, come on down. Next up will be Supermans. Supermans, we're going to hold a little bit longer. What we're going to do in the Superman, so we're on our belly, we want to push our belly button into the floor. We're going to extend our arms and legs out. We're going to do a Y, and then a W, and an A with our hands, palms facing the floor the whole time. Y, W, A. We're going to do these for 60 seconds. So 60 seconds, everybody up. And here we go. Y, W, A. You really need to keep your glutes active, so squeeze those butt cheeks together. Extend your feet and extend your legs out. Pull those shoulders together. Drive your belly button into the floor. Tuck your chin in. Don't try and pull your head up. Pull your shoulders up. Leave your chin tucked in. And there's 30 seconds. Really squeeze those glutes. 10 seconds to go. If you can't do the YWAs, try just holding the Superman at the end, or a W or an A. A is actually the easiest position to hold. And come on down. Take child's pose to rest. All right. Grab your medium or your heavy mini band. We're going to come to a seated position, do seated rows. So in our seated position, make sure that you're sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. Toes pointing straight up at the air. We're going to put our band over both feet. If you need your knees bent in order to have your sit bones well grounded in your body, upper body neutral, that's fine. If you can get those knees all the way straight, that's better, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, we're going to grab the band, palms up grip, pinkies together. I like to stick my thumbs out to the sides just to remind me that I'm palms up. I'm sitting tall, but my shoulders, like in those YTAs, my shoulders are coming forward around the outside. That's called shoulder blade protraction. and we're going to retract the shoulder blades, and that's going to pull our hands apart a little bit, and that's good. That's our starting point. Now from here, we pull the shoulders first, and then draw our hands into the bottom of our rib cage with the elbows along our sides and back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we'll switch to a palms down grip. So palms down facing each other. Bring your forefinger and your thumb together in the middle. And now pull that apart with your shoulders again. And again, we row right into the bottom of the rib cage. 1, 2, 3. Anytime we're pulling, 4, 5, we pull shoulders first. 6, 7. Even when we're pulling the handlebars on our bikes. 8, 9. We're pulling with those shoulders first. 10, 11, and 12. We'll do a single-handed version. So take your left hand, place your left hand up in the air, palm facing forward, right hand in a palms down grip on your band. You're going to bring that hand in, rotate your forearm so your palm faces your rib cage when you get all the way in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Switching hands. And here we go. 1, 2. Make sure that right hand. 3 is up in the air. 4, 5. Keep those shoulders nice and square to the front of your body. 10, 11, and 12. All right. We're going to stand up. And now we're going to do our Romanian deadlifts, our RDLs, our bent knee deadlifts. So we're going to use that same band. We're going to place the band underneath our feet. And we're going to pull up. So band goes underneath both feet. We want to find our tall standing body again. Yes, we're back to tall standing body again. So that's feet hip distance apart and parallel. I'll turn this way now. To get to my band, hips go back, knees bend, tailbone is extending out along with the rest of my spine, and I'm coming down here so that I can grab the band with both hands. Where I want to be is about parallel to the floor with my upper body. I'm going to then stand up. I'm not pulling with my arms. I'm just pulling with the back of my legs. So it's my hamstrings and my glutes primarily that pull me up. Hamstrings and glutes pulling up, squeezing the butt cheeks together at the top. My arms are just there for the ride. However, you can use your shoulder muscles and your back muscles to help pull your body up tall. And there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure those hips go way back. 8. The feet and the knees stay over the heels. 9. The knees don't come forward. 10. Otherwise, you're doing a squat. 11 and 12. All right, step into your band and bring it up above your knees. Remember, bring those feet together before you bring the band up above your knees. We're now going to do body weight squats. If you have weight there and you would like to use some weight, please do. Here's the rule with the weight. If you're going to add weight, if it's a dumbbell, I want you to hold it from the top of one side of the bell with the other side hanging down low. Tuck those elbows in and hold your weight. If you don't have a weight, don't worry about it. You're still going to get a good workout here. So here we are. Feet are slightly wider than hip width. Feet are parallel or slight out turn of the toes. We want to avoid a big out turn of the toes, so just a slight out turn of the toes. From here, we sit down as we're sitting into a chair and come back up again. All right, this is the movement. The knees are going forward over my middle couple of toes, and they're pressing out into the band the entire time. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you come all the way up to the top. 7. Guess what muscles you're squeezing? 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Come on down to the floor next, and we're going to do glute bridges or back bridges. So on the floor, band is still above your knees. Want to bring those heels to within a handspan of your glutes. So what I do is I put my palms on the floor here, and if I can touch my heels, I'm in about the right position. Okay, if you can't quite get your heels back that far, bring them back as far as you can. Feet are parallel, hip width apart, knees are hip width apart and pressing out into the band. What we're going to do next is we're going to draw our core in. So pull all of those abs in nice and tight and see if you can get all of the vertebrae from your chest or your shoulders all the way down almost to your tailbone on the floor. You should feel all of your spine pressed into the floor. You can only do that if you pull those core muscles in really strongly. With your palms on the floor now, we're going to bridge up as one unit. We're going to bring ourselves up to the top of our bridge. We're going to open our legs wide into a clamshell. We're going to bring them back just to hip width and lower our whole body down as one unit. We will do a set of 12. Ready? And up, and do your clamshell, and come back in, and then down 1. Up, and clamshell. 2, up, and clamshell. 3. Make sure when your legs come back in, you're resisting the band. 4, don't just let the legs snap back. 5, be in control the whole time. 6, come all the way up. Feel those glutes. 7, dig the elbows in. 8, keep the shoulders active. 9, keep your chin tucked in so that you're not pushing your head into the floor. 10, 11, you should be going straight up and down. And 12. All right, roll yourself up to a standing position. Take the band off. And we're going to finish with bird dogs. So bird dogs, they're in a quadruped position. So quadruped, that means on our hands and knees. So I'm going to have hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And so the bird dog itself starts out with our palm extended. So let's extend the right arm and the left leg all the way out. So we've got our left hand and our right knee on the floor, and we're extended out nice and straight, trying to keep the leg, the hip, the shoulder, and the arm all parallel to the floor. From here, with a straight elbow and a straight knee, we're going to do 10 toe and finger dips to the floor. 1, 2, coming all the way back up. 3, 4 to our parallel to the floor position. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back up tall. And now knee to elbow under the body 10 times. 1, these are crunches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side, so extend out the left hand and the right leg. And we're going to hold for a moment here. So extend all the way out. Keep the waistline parallel to the floor. Don't let this hip roll open. See if you can have all 10 or all 5 toes of that right leg pointing straight down to the floor. And 10 toe and finger dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back long, and then 10, knee to elbow under the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Water break. All right, we're going to pick up the pace here. So, front planks with shoulder taps and knee to elbow, 45 seconds. Now let's see everybody up. And here we go, 45 seconds starts now. Shoulder tap, knee to elbow, shoulder tap. Again, nice and slow. Pull that belly button in. Extend your tailbone down towards your toes. Keep your hips nice and level. Keep the swaying side to side or forward to back as little as possible. Draw your belly button in and remember to breathe. Really pull that diaphragm down into your belly. Diaphragmic breathing. A lot of times folks will have back issues. It's because their diaphragm isn't moving. All right, come on down. Take a child's pose to rest. You have 15 seconds. So let's remember to pull that diaphragm down in. We have much more room to breathe and draw our lungs down into our belly than we do trying to expand our lungs up here in the rib cage. Okay, let's go ahead and it's going to be our rotating side planks. Everybody up. 45 seconds of rotating side planks. I think I'm all push-upped out today. Ten seconds to go. And come on down, take a child's pose to rest. Next up, we'll be doing our Supermans. Ready? And here we go, on our bellies, extended out, 60 seconds. Drive that belly into the floor, Y, W, and A. Swim those arms up and forward if you can. Squeeze the glutes together. Extend the feet and the legs out to get them up off the floor. Use your back body so your shoulders are especially key to this work, and keep your chin tucked in so you're not straining your neck. 10 seconds to go. I'm sorry, 15. Now it's 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up, take a child's pose to rest for a moment. Also grab your heavy or medium mini band for seated rows. So seated rows again, band over the feet, seated nice and tall on our sit bones. Extend those legs out as far as you can. We're going to start with our palms up grip, arms extended, shoulder blades protracted around the side. Pull those shoulder blades together in the back, and here we go, rolling into the bottom of our rib cage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Flipping over to our palms down grip. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Right hand in the palms down grip, left hand up in the air. Remember, we have that little tiny 90-degree rotation in the forearm, so our palm is facing our ribs as we pull it by our rib cage. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anytime we pull, 6, 7, we pull shoulder first. 8, 9, pull that shoulder in. 10, 11, and 12. Switching hands. Left hand palms down, right hand up in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Come on up to standing. Time for RDLs. So the RDLs, the band will also be underneath both feet as we stand in our tall standing body. We are tall standing body. You're going to hinge the hips. The hips go way back. Knees stay over the ankles, grabbing the band. We're just holding the band down here. We're not pulling with our arms. The arms aren't doing this. That's a row. So the arms stay straight, and we pull with the body. And we're using the back body So hamstrings and glutes primarily, a little bit of our back and shoulder muscles just for stability. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should really feel this in the hamstrings. 9, if you're not, make sure your butt's going further back. 10, that'll also keep it from getting into your back itself. 11 and 12. Step into your band, bring it up above your knees. Time for squats. All right, hand above the knees. Feet are slightly wider than hip width apart and parallel. I'm just going to do this with my hands here this time. Show you from sideline again. So hands in here. I'm still digging my elbows in. I want those shoulders solid because that's going to help me keep my upper body up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep those feet flat on the floor. 9. No heels coming up. 10, 11, and 12. Come on down to the floor. Time for glute bridges with clamshells at the top. So feet are hip width apart and parallel. Heels are a hand span from our glutes. Knees are hip width apart, pressing out in the band. Palms on the floor, elbows dug in. Tuck your chin in. Don't press the back of your head into the mat. Ready? And here we go. Up and clamshell and back down. Make sure that you are pressing your entire spine into the floor at the bottom. Make sure that after you clamshell, you're resisting the bend when your legs come back. So take your time. Be a little slower as the legs come back in. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And roll yourself up. Take the band off. And come on into a quadruped position. And we will get our bird dogs done. So in quadruped position. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. Ergo, shoulder and hip width apart as well. You ready? Let's extend out the left hand and the right leg. Nice and long. We're keeping the hip parallel to the floor, leg parallel to the floor, arm parallel to the floor, extending out in both directions. And 10 toe and finger dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And extend back out. Now knee to elbow under the body 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching sides, extending the right hand and left leg out, parallel to the floor, hips and shoulders parallel to the floor. Nice straight line from the tip of your fingers out through the heel of your right foot. Left foot. Right fingertips to left foot. That's what it is. 10 toe and finger dips. 1, 2, 3. Really, I have passed an anatomy class. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend back out. You need to elbow under the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Water break. Third verse, same as the first. No, actually, we're going to add in one new exercise for this. So we're going to take the rotating side planks out, and we're going to add in a wood chopper. So we're ready. We're going to start, though, with our front plank. We're going to do the front plank a little differently. This time we're going to do it as a bear crawl plank. So we start off in quadruped position, tuck the toes under, and bring those knees about 3 inches off the floor. Basically, you want the shins parallel to the floor. And now we're going to do our shoulder taps. Come over here so I can see my clock. Shoulder taps, and we'll do leg extensions this time rather than knee to elbow. Ready? 45 seconds. Shoulder tap, leg extension, leg extension. If you're feeling really strong, you can go ahead and do a mule kick with the legs. So basically, shoulder tap, some form of leg thing, some form of leg thing on the other leg. However you want to do it. Shoulder tap, leg extension, shoulder tap, last rep, shoulder tap, leg thing, and come on down. We're going to skip our rotating side planks. We're going to go right into our Supermans, and we're going to do our YWAs again. And we're just going to do 12 YWAs this time, which will be a little bit quicker, but I'm a little bit behind, and I want to get all the workout in. So here we are on our bellies, arms extended, legs extended, ready, and Y, W, A, 1, Y, W, A, 2, Y, W, A, 3, Y, W, A, 4, 5, Y, W, A, 6. Reach all the way out when you do your Y, W, A, and reach all the way back when you do your A, 7, Y, W, A, 8. If you have to, Y, W, A, 9. If you're out of it and you just hold the A, there's 10, 11, and 12. And come on down. And you definitely want to take a child's pose for rest after that one. All right. Seated rows. We're going to do 2 different versions of single arm rows this time. First version is going to be what we've already been doing. So we're going to have the band on both feet. So right hand in the palms up grip, left hand up in the air, palm facing forward. And let's do 12 single arm rows here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep that elbow nice and tight. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Palms up, palms down grip. What does it say? Palms down grip on the other side. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Band in the right hand, palms up grip this time. Remove your right foot and bring your legs out in a big wide V. We want to be facing our left foot. Hand up in the air. We're going to do our single arm row again, only this time we're going to turn and face our right foot so we get a little bit of a wood chopper action going here. We ready? A little trunk rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember pulling the shoulder first. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's move that band over to the other foot. So it's over the right foot, palms up grip with the left hand, right hand up in the air, and here we go. 1, make sure you're getting that trunk rotation in. 3, 4, pulling shoulder first. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Next, we are going to do our RDLs. So come on up to standing. Band under both feet, standing up nice and tall. All right. Hinge in the hips, Keep those knees back so the shins stay perpendicular. Both hands grab the band and we pull up using our back body. 1, 2, more butt back. 3, 4, come so far back. 5, that your toes want to come off the floor. 6, but you're strong. 7, 8, you're going to keep them. 8, on the floor. 9, more butt back. 10, knees stay over the heels. 11, don't come forward with the knees at all. 12, step forward into your band. Bring that band up above your knees by bringing your feet together. No collapsing knees in. No knee collapse. It's one of those cringy moments when I see it. All right, let's come out to our hip width stance again. So slightly wider than hips. About 1 1/4 of a hip width here. Toes can be slightly outturned. You're going to have a weight, hold it right up against your chest. If you don't have a weight, that's fine, but make sure you're digging those elbows in. And here we go. 1, we're sitting down into our chair. 2, 3, we want to drive those knees forward. 4, there's 4. 5, 6, drive the knees out into the band. 7, the whole time. 8, notice knees out. 9, 10, 11, 12, good. Come on down to the floor, back bridges. We're going to do single leg back bridges this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our feet, same starting position. So feet are close to our glutes. We should reach down and touch the heels. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Knees are hip width apart and are pressing into the band. Now let's extend our left leg all the way out and have that heel hovering about 1 inch off the floor. Pull the toes to the nose, push the leg away, knee is nice and straight. No swinging the leg. That's cheating. All the work is in the right leg here. We're going to drive that right heel straight down to the floor. Use our glutes and hamstrings to pull ourselves up to the top of our plank. Back bridge, keeping the waistline parallel to the floor the whole time. Okay, palms on the floor, elbows dug in really strongly. Tuck your chin in so you don't push your head into the floor. And here we go, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, find your feet, set your feet back up, extend your right leg out, push the heel away, hover that right leg 1 inch off the floor, palms on the floor, elbows dug in nice and tight so those shoulders are super active. Use your shoulders to dig the elbows in. And here we go, driving through the heel. 1, 2, make sure you come all the way up. 3, 4, no swing in that right leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, waistline stays parallel to the floor. 11 and 12. And come on up and take the band off. And let's take a water break. Yes, I'm skipping bird dogs. Because there isn't enough time. All right. Next, we are going to do tabletop dead bugs. And for the dead bugs, if you want, you can bring the band, take your band and bring your band back up above your knees, or you can take the band off. Doesn't matter. I'm actually going to do it with the band off this time. So on our backside, hips at 90 degrees, knees at 90 degrees, ankles at 90 degrees, hip width apart at the knees, hip width apart at the heels. Toes are pointing straight up at the sky. Want to then bring our head and shoulders up off the floor, so that's using your core. Place your fingers together. Actually, no, I take it back. When we stand extending the hands straight up in the air, palms facing each other. If you need to do this with your head on the floor, that's fine. It's just a little bit harder with the head and shoulders up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to extend one leg out and the opposite arm and come back, leg and opposite arm. This is the dead bug. And because I can't see my clock, I'm just going to assume that I can count to 30. Ensure that you're pushing your entire spine into the floor as you're doing your dead bug. So this is another one where you really have to pull those ab muscles in. One more on each side. And roll yourself up to a seated position. Okay, come on into a sideline. And for this, you will want the band above your knees. We're going to do our clamshell series. We'll do it banded. If you want to go to a lighter band for this, that's fine. I'm going to go back to my heavy band. I will regret this in the morning. So, in sideline position, that means on your side. Line yourself up on the back edge of your mat so that your head, your hips, and your heels are all on the back edge of your mat. Your knees are going to be bent 90 degrees. Feet together, toes pulled up towards your nose. Here's the key part. Find your pelvic crest, that bony protuberance above your front hip pocket. Put your 4 fingers on it, and then bring that hip forward. Bring that part of your pelvis forward so that the pelvic crest on up top is in front of the pelvic crest on the bottom. Keep it there. No rolling open. Rolling open actually shuts down your glutes. We want those glutes nice and active. So here we go. Feet stay together, knees come apart. We'll do 10 clamshells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No rolling those hips open. 6. That means a smaller range of motion. 7. That's fine. 8, 9, and 10. And now the knee together and the foot comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here the hip wants to roll forward. 6, 7. We're not going to let it. 8, 9, 10. And now fire hydrant. So the whole leg comes up as one unit, shin parallel to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10, the leg stays high. We're going to rotate down and kiss the knees together with the foot staying high. We're going to come back high, rotate down and kiss the toes together with the knee staying high. There's 1. Knees and toes 2. If you need to lessen your range of motion, keep the hips from rocking, that's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now extend your leg all the way out, push the heel away, pull the toes towards your nose, press the leg back into the mini band, and draw little circles with your leg. Your leg should be parallel to the floor, and your leg should be hovering over the back of your mat as you do this. And let's do our little circles the other direction. Don't let that pelvis wander. Keep that pelvis in position where it's supposed to be, where we started with, and come on down. Let's go over to the other side. On our other side, lined up on the back edge of your mat. You have your head, your hips, and your heels all lined up on the back edge of your mat. Knees at 90 degrees, feet together, toes are pulled up towards your nose. Let's find that pelvic crest with our 4 fingers and bring it slightly forward. And now from here, feet together, knees come apart in clamshells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I said, 5, limit your range of motion. 6, so that hip doesn't roll open. 7, 8, you should feel that deeply in your glute. 9, there's 9, and there's 10. Now, knees together, foot comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now the whole leg comes up into fire hydrants with the shin parallel to the floor. 1, 2, again, limit that range of motion. 3, if you feel that hip rocking. 4, 5, keep the pelvis in place. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. From here, it's stopping at the top. We're going to rotate down, kiss the knees together, come back high, kiss the toes together. 1, knees and toes. 2, 3, 4. Again, limit that range of motion. 5, if you find that pelvis rocking. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, sorry, we're only doing 10. Never mind. Straighten the leg out, pull the toes towards your nose, push the heel away. Nice straight line, head through heels, drawing little circles with the heel. We're pulling back into the band. We got that leg parallel to the floor. And we're constantly, even as the leg comes forward, you're pulling back on the band and your leg is hovering over the back of your mat as you're doing this. Let's go the other direction. Keep pushing the heel away, pulling the toes towards the nose. Using that back leg. And come on down. And let's take the band off. And it is time for some stretches. Also time that I retire this band. It's about torn halfway through. It's going to snap on me in the middle of a class sometime. All right. So let's start in our back bridge position. So on our backs, heels close to our glutes, feet hip distance apart and parallel. Let's take our left leg and we're going to cross the left ankle over the thigh, the right thigh, just above the right knee. We're going to thread our hands through the hole, grabbing our right thigh with both hands and pull back. And it's our left hand that goes through the hole, the right hand goes around the outside of the leg. But you get the idea, we're grabbing our right thigh. You can also pull the toes towards their respective knees. So left toe towards left knee, right toe towards right knee. You can play with how straight or bent your right knee is as to how much more stretch you can get out of that left glute. But this is a glute stretch for the left side. And you should feel this rather deeply in that glute, that area that we just worked half to death with clamshells. And come on down, and let's switch it over to the other leg. So right heel on the floor, left heel on the floor, right ankle crossed over the top of the right thigh, left thigh. Boy, I can't remember what side's what. Reach through the hole, grab the leg, pull it back. Pull those toes towards their respective knees. You can use your thigh muscles to pull a little bit more on your right ankle. So you can use your left thigh muscles to pull towards you so you get a little bit more stretch. You can either have your head and shoulders off the floor like I do it. You can do it with your head and shoulders down on the floor. Either works. I just find that I get a little bit better stretch with my head and shoulders up. All right. Let go and roll yourself up to a seated position and then come on around in a tall kneeling body. Almost done here. I've gone a little bit over. So, tall kneeling body. So knees are under hips, glutes active. Let's bring the right leg straight forward into a lunge and let's lean into a hip flexor stretch. You can bring your hands to your right thigh just above the knees. Pull the shoulders down your back. Extend your tailbone straight down at the floor and lean into this hip flexor stretch. So don't pulse, just hold it nice and steady and lean in and see if with each exhale you can get a little more release. The more you squeeze these glutes, the more that hip flexor is going to want to release. And you can do this, you can hold this stretch for 30 or 40 seconds as long as you're getting more stretch. Okay, let's bring ourselves back to a neutral position. Bring the right foot straight back over all 5 toes, not out to the side. Straight over top of all 5 toes with the left foot forward. Want that left kneecap over the shoelaces, right knee behind the hip, stay hip width. Extend the tailbone down, squeezing both glutes, hands to the thigh, and press down and away. Pull those shoulders down the back. Square those shoulders up, get them square to the floor. If you need to, you need to fold that mat over to protect a knee, that back knee. do it. Have a little more padding there. Should have mentioned that off the first. Just leaning in. So we're trying to drive this front kneecap over the middle two toes. All right, and come on back to neutral. Let's bring our legs straight back. Let's tuck the toes underneath, put our hands on the floor, and press ourselves up into a downward dog. Take just a moment to press your hands into the floor, that will stretch your shoulders out. Press your heels into the floor to get a nice calf stretch. And now walk your hands back to your toes and hang over in a hamstring stretch. Your knees are straight but not locked, so there is a little softness, a little slight softness in the knee. You're not locking the knees out. Let your head and arms dangle. And now, pulling with your back body, so the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, your back muscles and your shoulder muscles are now going to pull you up to the top. Let's open our hands up, palms facing forward, arms out wide, and just drop the arms, big lazy arm swings. Let's take those arm swings all the way over the top into the laziest windmills you could possibly do. And we'll stop at the top of the windmill and we'll do lazy windmills the other direction. And that's it. I went over. I apologize. I'm not sure why I went over. I've already taught that workout a couple of times and it always ends on time, but not tonight. I'm just slow. I didn't have my music. That was what it was.
Oh. Well, we could hear you better.
Yeah. Well, I'll have I don't think the earpiece is going to work. I ordered a new one that's supposed to get here tomorrow, so that's a good thing. All right. Anybody got any questions about the workout? My suggestion is do this same workout. I posted it on the Slack channel. Do this same workout at least twice more between now and next Tuesday. If you are feeling like you want to add weight, you have weights and you want to add weights, check with me first. And I want to do either a one-on-one session at one of our practices or online just to make sure your form is good before you start adding weights. Okay? Anybody else? Nothing? Awesome, guys.
Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.